Alright, welcome back to 640 AM The Mix, and for today's video we've once again teamed up with Taekwondo Bro. You can catch him right here on YouTube, his own channel. Taekwondo Bro does a lot of martial arts and exercise, but he's teamed up with me today to do a comparison of the transmission modes on CB on 27 megahertz. We're going to do a sound comparison on SSB, on AM, and the more popular FM. Check it out.
We're on channel 30 on the CB band, and right now we're in AM, which is pretty typical. All
right, here we are on channel 30, SSB 27.305.
Okay, here we are. FM. This is the new mode for CB, authorized by the FCC. Okay, welcome back to 640 AM The Mix, and today's video we're on the CB band, 27 megahertz. Got a few requests for this video. The big topic as of late is the FCC adding FM to the CB portion of the band, and there's been generating a lot of buzz about that. So today's video we're going to concentrate on the differences between how it sounds. How is FM going to sound compared to AM and compared to SSB? In front of you, you have the Ranger RCI-2950, and then I'm on the Anytone AT-6666. And both radios have been powered down to the CB power output, so to mimic what it would sound. So we have two radios, two mobiles, and we're going to be testing out and see which one sounds better. And hopefully we'll see the advantages and disadvantages to having FM on the CB band. So stay tuned.
Okay, so AM is usually the default for the CB radios, and the quality is usually pretty good if you're close up. Sometimes people sound a little bit muddy, but that's because their radios are not really tuned right, and it sounds like they're splattering all over the place, but usually it's alright. And where you'll find a lot of AM usage is on channel 6, where you have a lot of really loud stations, and then you'll also find it on channel 19 too, where you have all the truckers talking to each other, and then it doesn't have that like really compressed sounds like the sideband does, so it's usually a little bit easier to hear, but it doesn't get out quite as far as sideband.
Alright, we're on channel 30 on the CB band, and right now we're in AM, which is pretty typical. I would say a good 60-70% of transmissions are on AM, and then obviously sideband. So on AM is amplitude modulation, and it's about 2.7 kilohertz, I think. Or no, 5 kilohertz bandwidth is for AM. FM is 2.7 kilohertz, I think, off the top of my head. So this is what AM sounds like. Pretty typical. Most of the majority of transmissions are on AM.
So the AM is 5 kilohertz wide. Do you know how wide the sideband is?
All right, good question. Looks like sideband is obviously more efficient. That's why you get a farther signal. It's more, the bandwidth is more compressed. Usually around 2.5 kilohertz, or 2.7 kilohertz bandwidth, I think is for SSB. If I'm wrong, you can just comment below. I'm just talking off the top of my head, so my guess is about 2.5 to 2.7 kilohertz bandwidth. So do you want to switch to SSB and give SSB a try?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to switch over right now.
All right, how about it? You on yet? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm on and I'm recording, so you can start talking, and then as you talk, I'll clarify it in a little bit.
All right, here we are on channel 30, SSB 27.305. Usually, SSB on CB is usually channels 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. But we're just going to keep everything on channel 30. So how am I sounding to you on SSB?
Well, when you started, I had to clarify in a little bit. because you're sounding like a little off, and I think you'll probably
have to do the same thing to me, because my radio is usually a couple kcs off frequency, so you can hear it. And it doesn't sound quite as wide as the AM, so you can definitely hear the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. The sound is compressed, and it has that more robotic sound to it, but it's great for long-distance DX communications, but still sounds overall excellent on SSB for local communication and for DX. So AM is good, SSB is good. Obviously, there's a lot of activity on CB on SSB. Usually on the lower sideband is the mode of choice, and that's what typically you're going to use for DX contacts. Okay, here we are. FM. This is the new mode for CB, authorized by the FCC. You could hear, probably hear. We'll let you comment, but you could hear the clarity in the sound. It's got that crystal clear FM sound that everybody's used to. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 FM on 27305. And how does it sound on the FM portion?
You know, I think it sounds better than the rest of them, honestly. And then I'm not sure. I haven't
really played around with the squelch on the other bands yet, but we'll see how FM functions. I've heard that when multiple people are talking, you don't get that, like, the clutter of voices you get with AM. Like, only the strongest person will be audible.
Yeah, that's a good point. With SSB, you almost get that full duplex sound that you could hear everybody at the same time. The signals kind of bleed into each other. It's almost like it's mixed in, no pun intended. But on FM, yeah, I think the strongest signal will win out, and it will garble out the other signals. But you sound crystal clear on this end as well, with that RCI-2950. This Anytone it sounds good. I've heard FM before when we were testing it. So back to you.
Do some more videos experimenting with this in the future, like set and squelch, and then also range tests and other things. Maybe if you can see if an AM station on the same channel can even understand the FM, or will it just be like noise to them? But yeah, overall I think this is pretty good for the first FM experiment on CB bands over here, so go ahead.
Yeah, I had to set the squelch around 3 to 4, because on FM you have to put the squelch because it's quite noisy, more noisier than it is on SSB. So now the question will be, where on the CB portion of the band are they going to put these FM channels? Rumor has it may be 6 channels. Received a message from one of the listeners there that said that the FCC is authorizing 6 FM channels on the 27 megahertz band, according to Part 91, which used to be the old air-to-ground traffic, which was discontinued. They don't use those channels anymore. And from what I'm hearing, is going to be limited to 4 watts, 2.5 kilohertz spacing. Above the 40 channel band. I think it's going to be from 27,400 to something like 27,405 or something like that. 406 with six channels. Do the math there with a 2.5 kilohertz spacing. So we'll see how it goes. But there you go. You have just a quick video on AM, SSB, and then finally we tested the audio qualities of FM. Back to you.
Yeah, I think we can definitely do some more videos experimenting with this in the future, like set and squelch, and then also range tests and other things. Maybe if you can see if an AM station on the same channel can even understand the FM, or will it just be like noise to them. But yeah, overall I think this is pretty good for the first FM experiment on the CB bands over here, so go ahead.
Okay, very good. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, we'll do the range test and compare range testing with AM, SSB, and FM. I appreciate you helping me out. Mr. Taekwondo Bro, martial arts extraordinaire. Check out his videos on YouTube, Taekwondo Bro. I appreciate your help coming down and doing this little experiment. And And if you like and subscribe to both channels. Leave comments below if you wish, and thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
Okay, there you have it, a sound comparison on the CB 27 megahertz band of AM, SSB, and the brand new FM mode. Thanks again to Taekwondo Bro for helping us out, and catch you next time on 640 AM, The Mix.